Game theory: why Duterte is at the ICC. Since 2022, the Philippines has been a battlefield. While the UniTeam was sold as a promise of unity, the reality was a Cold War that turned hot, even as early as December 2023. On one side, a family that has topped every single survey for 10 years straight. On the other, a coalition of traditional rivals who have set aside their hate for each other to focus it all on one target, the Dutertes. Today, we look at why Rodrigo Duterte is at the Hague, ICC. What circumstances that lead to this situation? Who are the entities who would want to silence Duterte? This is Game Theory. Chapter 1. The Fracture and the Survey Dominance. The Unwanted Alliance. Game Theory 101. A coalition only works if the players have the same win condition. In 2022, Amy Marcos brokered the BBM Sara ticket. But Rodrigo Duterte never agreed. He called Marcos a weak leader as early as 2021. He knew that the Marcos Romualdez bloc represented the Imperial Manila establishment, while his brand was built on disrupting that very system. The polls? Despite the media attacks, the numbers tell a story the coalition hates. From 2022 to early 2026, Sara Duterte has consistently topped the surveys. In the 2022 election, she garnered 32.2 million votes, more than the president. Throughout 2024 and 2025, even during her impeachment, she remained the #1 presidential choice for 2028. The anti-Duterte coalition strategy? For the coalition, the only way to win 2028 is to remove the player from the board. If they can't beat her in the polls, they must disqualify her through the impeachment or destroy her through allegations and take out her biggest support to the ICC. Chapter 2. The Coalition of Convenience. Let's look at the players who want the Dutertes gone. But first let us divide them between the foot soldiers, the financiers, the Marcos government, and the media. 1. The Liberal Party. The foot soldiers. They need Sara out so they can reclaim the power and their moral high ground status. Ex-Senator Antonio Trillanes is allegedly the middleman between the ICC and the Marcos government. He provided the witnesses against Duterte. Then there are these US-funded organizations, which are active in attacking the Duterte from rallies to filing of impeachment case. 2. The Makabayan bloc, the other foot soldiers. They provide the noise for the victims of drug war and the impeachment, as they are seeking revenge for the NTF-LCAC success. NTF-LCAC is the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, the military arm created by Duterte to fight New People's Army. The New People's Army is a communist terrorist group, and the Makabayan bloc is one of NPA alleged front organizations. And if you have been following the ICC case of Duterte, you probably know the assistant to counsel at the ICC, Attorney Maria Cristina Conti, who is a member of the National Union of People's Lawyers, which is one of the organization under Makabayan bloc. 3. The US government, the financier of Liberal Party foot soldiers. They need a predictable ally. They have already secured 9 EDCA sites under Marcos. They cannot risk a Duterte strategic hedging comeback in 2028. This is why US funds the Liberal Party linked organizations in the Philippines. 4. The oligarchs, the financier of local media. Duterte penalized water providers, banned nickel mining on his first few years, and destroyed the telco duopoly, affecting foreign and local tycoons. These powerful people want a predictable leader who protects their monopolies or duopolies and not penalize them, even when necessary. They finance media, and many of them also own local media that run anti-Duterte narrative. 5. The global drug trade, the other possible financier. Let's be real. The global drug syndicates have a high payoff if Duterte is jailed. It serves as a deterrent to any other leader in Asia or South America who thinks about neutralizing their networks. The ICC case isn't just a trial, it's a warning to populists everywhere. So who knows? Drug money might have been donated to these organizations who want Duterte prosecuted. Drug trade has been alleged to finance the New People's Army since 2003, therefore also reaching the front organizations like Maccabean Bloc. 6. The Marcos government. They are the architect of 1 trillion peso corruption. The money used to attack the Duterte and bring the former president to the ICC. They corrupted the budget of 2023 to bribe their way in clearing the path for Romualdez to become prime minister via charter change, which the former president Duterte and his allies exposed. They corrupted the budget of 2024 to destroy the Duterte's reputation via paid congressmen to conduct hearings and finance the ICC political hit job. They corrupted the budget of 2025 for the midterm election to impeach Sara Duterte and to fund the transport of Duterte to The Hague. 7. Media, Rappler and Pierre Omidyar. Information as a weapon. You cannot arrest a popular leader without first winning the information war. This is where Rappler comes in. There are many foreign and local media that do not like Duterte, but Rappler laid the groundwork. Rappler, funded by Pierre Omidyar, became the international shield. And to understand why the media war against the Dutertes feels so coordinated, you have to look at the man behind the money, Pierre Omidyar. You know him as the billionaire founder of eBay, but in the world of geopolitics, he's a massive architect of Western liberal internationalism. Through his Omidyar network, he doesn't just donate to charities. He invests in what he calls impact journalism. Former President Duterte's pivot to China. Omidyar's network is deeply aligned with Washington's rules-based order. When Duterte pivoted to China and challenged U.S. military presence, he became a direct threat to the Western influence, which Omidyar's projects are designed to protect. The Omidyar network's tactic of attack. By focusing 100% of their coverage on the drug war and human rights, they created a narrative that made Duterte's arrest look like global justice rather than a domestic political purge. They effectively pre-sold the ICC to the international community, ensuring that when the $2 million alleged bribe moved in early 2025, the world was already primed to support the outcome. Duterte was a system disruptor. Omidyar is a system builder. In the Game of Thrones for the Philippines, Omidyar isn't just a donor. He is a provider of the information infrastructure, like Rappler, and the diplomatic pressure through international networks needed to carry out a political hit job without firing a single shot. Chapter 3. International Criminal Court. Why would the ICC be interested in a paid hit job? Well, look at their own 2025 budget hearings. By late 2024, the ICC was in a tailspin. Major European funders were demanding efficiency on results because the court's budget was ballooning while actual courtroom hearings were non-existent for years. In game theory, this is an institutional survival move. The ICC needed atrophy. They needed a high-profile, world-famous leader like Rodrigo Duterte to justify their €200 million request. If they didn't have a big case, they wouldn't get the money. Chapter 4. Congressman Zaldico and his 18 bagmen. How corrupted Filipinos' billions end up in the ICC and anti-Duterte foot soldiers. The game changed on February 24, 2026. 18 ex-security personnel of Congressman Zaldico came forward. First, who is Congressman Zaldico? Zaldico is a congressman and the chairperson of the House Committee on Appropriations from 2022 to 2025. He is perceived to be the right-hand man of House Speaker Martin Romualdez, who is President Marcos's cousin. Currently, Zaldico is facing graft and corruption charges, and he is hiding abroad. But he posted on his own Facebook page, pointing to President Bongbong Marcos and Congressman Martin Romualdez as the mastermind of the corruption. Now back to Congressman Zaldico's 18 bagmen. They claim that they had delivered luggage of cash to politicians, including known Liberal Party members, and congressmen of Maccabayan bloc, the president and the House Speaker, to trillions, who allegedly handled the ICC investigators in the Philippines, and other organizations, like those which seem to have a link to Maccabayan bloc and Liberal Party, that handled the alleged witnesses against Duterte. These bagmen didn't just talk about basura or trash, suitcases of cash going to the politicians. They alleged that 2 luggage full of cash was converted to $2 million in preparation for the arrival of the ICC investigators, and was given to Antonio Trillanes, as he is the alleged facilitator between the government and the ICC. They also claim that additional cash were delivered using several bags and luggages to Trillanes and to organizations who are keeping these alleged witnesses. They also claim that all of these witnesses are provided by Trillanes, who has been known as a fierce Duterte political opponent. Chapter 5. The Conclusion: The Sovereign versus the Machine. Rodrigo Duterte warned us, even in December 2021. And he called out the drug addict lifestyle in the palace and the corruption of the 2023 until the 2025 budget. He was jailed in ICC for it. Sara Duterte has been impeached and attacked for 4 years, yet she remains at the top of the polls. In game theory, the coalition has used every hard powers move: the media, the money, the Congress, the executive branch of Bongbong Marcos, and the ICC. But the Dutertes are playing soft power, the support of the masses and the exposure of the system. So, who wins 2028? The ones with the suitcases of basura cash? Or the ones with the 32 million votes? The board is set. Thanks for watching. If you want more analysis on how game theory shapes our nation, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.